Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we will be doing a reading challenge to commemorate my birthday month, so to say. Does that make sense? I hope so. But it is a challenge that I did last year and I really enjoyed it, which is using the initials of your name. You find that book and then follows it. So like my name is Tasha/Natasha, so I will be following the Natasha, so I need to find books for Natas and so on and so forth. That is the plan to commemorate my birthday month. Even though right now is the 2nd of August and it is currently afternoon, so it's not really that late yet. I really want to start with my first book, which obviously we need to find a book that starts with N. And I think yesterday I found it. I'm really excited to do this challenge. I will probably take you throughout August, and this will be the reading vlog of August. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And I really definitely want to try and finish this challenge soon-ish. I don't want it to drag too long. Hopefully I get to finish it in like 2 weeks or so. So we shall see. But we will be starting with the first book. And this one, I'm not changing my mind because it's so difficult to find a book that starts with N. And the fact that I found Nocticadia, which is a standalone fantasy romance? Is it fantasy romance? I know it's like dark romance or dark fantasy romance. So we shall see. And it's teacher-student dynamic. And I've never read any teacher-student dynamic besides Love Hypothesis. So we shall see if I'm into that trope. But yeah, that is the first book that I'll be reading. Let's just get into reading Nocticadia. I am here to give you the first update that I have for Nocticadia. Honestly, this is one of, like, not that many books, honestly, one of a few books that I really contemplated to DNF so bad. There are so many things happening that is just a little bit disturbing in a way. It's like, it's not crazy disturbing that I'm like, okay, enough. It's more like, why are you doing the stuff that you are doing? Because yes, I know you're desperate, but why are you doing that? So last night I was 50% in and I was like, I really can't. I don't think I can. I'm gonna DNF this book. I put it down for a sec and I was like, oh, but I really hate DNFing a book. And I decided to go to Goodreads and read some like reviews, like 5-star reviews, why people love it. Because this book, a lot of people have tattoos about them, which, no offense at all, because obviously we all have different tastes, and that's what make reading books so interesting. Because I have one take about a book and then obviously you would have a different one, but some of the things that are happening. And then I read like the 1-star comments and I relate more to the 1-star comments more than the 5-star comments. But because a lot of people even wrote that it's like infinity star, not like off the chart, not even 6 stars. So I'm just like, okay, surely I'm missing something, right? So I decided to just stick it out. So I continued reading. I don't think I am that far. Okay, now I am 72% in. I read like, I think 5% today while doing some errands. So I read what, like 20% ish last night after almost DNFing the book. I think it is getting slightly better because it is not as disturbing as the things that are happening. Obviously, I'm really intrigued in the mystery, and it is a very gothic style book. I don't know. Something about the worms just, I don't know. I really don't like it. It gives me like creeps. And last night I was like, oh no. And then last night almost couldn't fall asleep because I almost ended reading for the night with like such a horrible scene in the book. Honestly, I am happy that I pushed through because I really hate DNFing a book, and it is not as bad as it used to be. And the only solace that I have in reading this book is that it's a standalone, that I don't have to read a second book because I'm curious about what's going to happen. I know it's only one book. Like, the thing is, the romance itself is, like, I think it's interesting, but also the things that they were doing just disturbed me a little bit. So, yeah. And honestly, I don't understand a single thing in what's happening in, like, the hierarchy of the people in this college, in this university, just confuses me. But either way, it doesn't matter. I have 30% more, and I hope today I get to finish and start with A Man Called Ove, or Ove. I've also been listening, well, been as in like today while doing errands, I started listening to Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I know I wanted to do a reading challenge where I follow the initial of my name, but I feel like I'm just gonna take you guys along for August maybe. But obviously we are focusing on this challenge. Anyway, that's just the update. I am a little bit traumatized in what's happening here. It's just, I feel like all the forbidden tropes all in one, which I feel like I feel like I could get into it, but something about how just creepy this book is. I love gothic fantasy, don't get me wrong. I love maybe light gothic fantasy, because all the gothic fantasies that I've read are like the Invocation, which is also pretty gory and gross, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I read One Dark Window duology and Belladonna, and I feel like they're good. And I love them. I love them so much, especially reading it in October and September. Just like top tier experience. But something about Nocticadia just really unsettles me. So yeah, I'm gonna give you guys updates when I'm done with this. But so just so you guys know, I will pick up A Man Called Ove and hope that it's not as creepy as this one. So yeah, that is the plan. I shall update you whenever I have updates to give you. Alrighty. Good morning. It is currently Thursday, and I am here to update you that I finished Nocticadia. The fact that I almost DNF'd it 2 days ago? Was it 2 days ago or last night? I'm not sure. But I don't know if I like it. The thing is, it's so, some of the things that were happening is still a little bit questionable. The thing is, I just finished it last night and then went to bed. So I feel like I still haven't processed it enough. But I'm just here to update you that I finished it. And will it be a 5-star? Will it be an infinity star like the like what people rated it in Goodreads? Probably not. So no shade on people that actually rated this book really well. It's just, maybe I'm just not into dark romance, or dark, is this called dark romance? Like dark fantasy romance, I guess. But like so light on the fantasy. The mystery in itself is very, very interesting, and I really did not expect how it turned out in the end. So the ending was a little bit crazy, so to say, but the fact this like one scene already put me off, or like the whole base of the characters. I don't know how to explain it. I think I just need to marinate in my feelings a little bit more, and then I will update you. But I'm here to tell you that today I'll be doing this. I'll be reading A Man Called Ove, and I woke up a little bit early today, and I decided to read something before jumping into Man Called Ove. So I'm continuing with my journey with Glow. Yeah, this book is actually not so bad. It's just I feel like I just got out of the rhythm of reading this series, but obviously I want to finish the series, so I will be reading this very slowly. Obviously, I need to stop saying obviously. But my focus will be reading A Man Called Ove, and I'm really really excited to read this. And of course, this I just read whenever I'm in the mood to read something that is not in the challenge, so to say. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to read this because I haven't read a book physically in quite a bit. So, in quite a bit being like a week. But since then, I've read many books on the Kindle, and I really want to just, oh my gosh, there's a fly. I just really want to read on my book. So, yeah, very excited to get to this. And I don't know if I have anything else planned for today except just reading and work. Yeah. I do want to journal a little bit, but I'm not sure if I want to film it. I don't know why I'm telling you then. No, maybe I'll film it. We'll see. But yeah. I don't know if I have any more updates, but I'm just telling you, I'm just updating you that I finished Nocticadia and that I'm not sure if I enjoy it. So, yeah. Let's just hope that A Man Called Ove is a little bit more up my alley than Nocticadia. It's not that I'm not into Nocticadia because the romance are interesting, but some of the things just like it's not for me, I think. Anyway, I'll marinate and I'll let you know how I feel about Nocticadia. As you guys could see, I just finished A Man Called Ove. Honestly, in the beginning, it was so difficult to get into it. It's not so difficult to get into it, but it's so difficult to root for Ove, which is our main character, because he was so grumpy and so annoying. But he's just... he's stubborn, but I think let's just say I love this book. He is very strict, stubborn. He knows what he wants and he will not yield to anyone else. He will think that his way is better and the best, most probably. So it is very difficult sometimes to understand him. But towards the halfway mark, I think, towards the halfway mark, or even like slightly before that, we started seeing that Ove is the type of guy that he does not want to admit to himself that he's nice, that he cares about others. So we see how a man like Ove, who's so not into exploring his feelings, be kind to others. And also his love story with Sonia was so heartwarming, and I just love Sonia as a character. She's such a beautiful person. Oh my gosh, I love this. I really didn't expect to love it as much as I did. I did not get a 5-star feeling from this, but I feel like this book is definitely a good contender for a 5-star. So I will marinate in my feelings for a second. Yeah, I don't know. I just need to think. Anyway, that is that. I will pick the third book, one second. For the third book, I have 2 options, which will be The Wedding People by, I'm not sure by whom, but it's The Wedding People. It's book club book of the month, and it starts with T. I know I usually want to ignore the from the title, because if I count that, I will never find a book that starts with my name. So yeah, The Wedding People or The Things We Water by Mariana Zapata. The thing is, it's so thick, and I don't know if I want a thick book, but the thing is, if it's Mariana Zapata, probably want it pretty thick. I am gonna think about it, which one I want. Maybe I read both. Probably shouldn't read both though. But yeah, anyway, that is the plan. I will update you whenever I decide to pick on a book. I feel like it has been so long since I have spoken to a camera, but I just finished, I think, one of my favorite reads of this year, which is The Things We Water by Mariana Zapata. I already know before going into this book that this book is going to be amazing, because it's from one of my favorite authors, if not my favorite author. Well, I cannot say that because I have so many favorite authors. But anyway, I just finished this book. I have never, I don't know. I just love it so much. I think I really love a slow burn romance, even though I feel like some of the world building she definitely could expand it more. But I just love our main character as well, Nina. She's so good. Anyway, before I ramble on too much, I'm just gonna go into I'm just gonna tell you a little bit of the premise of the story, because I think in the back it really doesn't talk about anything really. And all we know from the back is that she found a magical puppy, and then pretty much to accommodate and to care for this puppy, she needs to figure out what to do. And she decided to go to this ranch where magical creatures are living in it, and it is like a very gated community. And apparently the leader of this community is her best friend's cousin, which is Henry, and her name is Nina. So that is pretty much what I know from the back. I'm like, obviously it's gonna be magical creatures, and it's very secluded, and it's small town, obviously. And what else? That's it from the back, really. And I didn't really pay attention to the cover that much. I just looked at it and I was like, oh, it looks cool. And I'm like, oh, it looks very, could be a September, October-ish book, because it looked very, not gothic, but it looks a little bit darker. I decided to read it for the challenge, obviously, because I am so curious about this book. And this book came out quite a bit ago, I think like a few months ago, but I've been too busy rereading so many of my favorite books. And then now we're here. And I did notice that there's a little werewolf there. It's a big one. But, okay. How do I even explain this book? This book delves into so many magical creatures that I don't even know how to explain to you. Pretty much everything you want, or everything you can imagine magical, probably could be here. We met a boogeyman, we met an ogre, a river crone, a Sasquatch, is it called? I think it's like not a Yeti, but Yeti equivalent. I think pretty much a lot of magical creatures. But the thing, again, the plot is so, like, it's definitely mystery driven, right? Because Nina, she doesn't even know what she is exactly, because she got delivered by her like biological parents into like a werewolf couple, like two werewolves. And then so she is not necessarily adopted but fostered, I guess. And so she doesn't even know what she is. She has a guess, but she doesn't know. And then obviously she grew up, she's like around 32, I think. And then she found Duncan, which is this magical puppy. Obviously, so the mystery behind this is like she comes into this community trying to find out how to take better care of Duncan and what Duncan is, pretty much. Like, she just wants to know what Duncan is so she can take care of him better. Because he is, like, I think 2 years old, so he's super tiny. She was doing a great job, like, living out of her, like, RV. And then she was doing great until one point, this magical puppy grew a, like, fire out of his, like, tail. And then she's like, okay, obviously he doesn't look like a normal dog anymore, so she's trying to figure out what to do. That's why she stumbles upon this ranch. And I honestly love, before that, let's come back to the mystery. So the mystery is like to figure out Duncan and to figure out Nina, and like along the way obviously we figured out what Nina could be. Not that she's super common like her kind. That's why it's also like I don't really know really in like real life, or how I imagine her to be, because she doesn't have an alternative form, right? She's only like outward wise, she's human. And Henry, which is our male main character, he is a werewolf. But what I really, really love about this book specifically is how she communicates with Duncan, because Duncan can only telepathically talk to her. So he can only see yes, no, and love. So every time she's worried or she's stressed, Duncan would send like a rush of thoughts telepathically to her, which is like love, 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 love. And I found that so cute. And I just love it. I just love it so, so much. And the romance with Henry, the thing is, I really love a slow burn romance, and I'm a sucker for it. And obviously, I love this nonetheless. But I think with this, it's just that Henry needs to learn how to communicate his feelings, because the whole reason why it's a slow burn, it was because pretty much to get into this ranch, there's a 3-month trial period, and then you get a year to marry someone. That's the requirement of getting into the ranch. And I was like, okay, so this is gonna be like an arranged marriage or like forced marriage or whatever it is. And I was like, okay, that's a trope. But no, because she had a crush on Henry since like she was tiny, but she hasn't met him for 20 years. And obviously the crush, or like her feelings, are coming back. But she kept like confessing to Henry about how she feels. And I was like, oh, it would be so much easier if you want to marry me, whatever, and so forth. And this guy just didn't talk, didn't respond to any of her like confession, which annoys me. I don't think it's a spoiler of any kind. It is romance book, so you guys know they're gonna get together anyway. So yeah, it just annoys me a little bit. But I feel like the second I picked up this book, I feel like 10 pages in, I was okay, I want to save the whole day to just read this, which obviously I didn't. It took me quite a bit, and I know I wanted to do like a little mini update before fully finishing it and tell you guys how I feel about it, but I ended up getting too into it. Let's just say it like that. And I didn't even think of updating you. Not good from my side that I'm not filming anything, but at least now you know. And we're only on 3rd book in, and we have so many books still to go. But I have another update, which is in between finishing this book, I got distracted with 2 books. And I finished those 2 books. I know like the plan was to read it in a row, like the challenge, but I just abandoned it because I have book club book that I want to read. That starts with W. Obviously, my name has no W in it, but I want to read it. And so the 2 books that I finished is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. And this is where I messed up. I'm reading Murderbot series. I'm currently on the 5th. Before finishing this book, I'm actually on the 5th book. I was on the 5th book, but I thought I was on the 6th book. So I listened/read the 7th book, and then I was like, I don't remember any of the things happening mentioned here in the previous book. But I just like ignored it because it's pretty much like sci-fi. So many things are happening, and I feel like, oh, maybe I just forgot it or something. No. The fact is, I skipped a whole book. So the plan for today, before jumping into the next book, which would be Atmosphere by not Jennifer Lynn Barnes, Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I will read that book for A, which is obviously I finished NAT. Now we go to A. So that would be it. But before that, I definitely want to catch up with the 6th book of the Murderbot series, because I cannot believe I skipped a book and didn't realize. The thing is with the novellas in Murderbot, you don't really see a lot of like connection. Obviously, there are quite a bit of a connection, but it's really like deep level. It's not so much about the plot, it's more about like the characters. So you don't see the difference as much. And obviously we're dealing with different things each book so far, at least. But anyway, I finished the 7th book. I will go back to the 6th, but 7th book was System Collapse, and honestly, I am worried for my guy, Murderbot. He is, let's just say, struggling, and I feel like something big will happen in the next book, which I'm so excited to read. And obviously, the next book is not out yet, and it will be out next year, May, I think. Coming back to the books I've read, I read Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Honestly, it was really good. I think it's my favorite Harry Potter book so far. I know I've read only 3. I mean, I love the first book because the first book introduces me to the like whole world and the magic system and everything, even like the characters. I love it. But I feel like because I've read 2 books in the series already, I feel like I really know the character, and now moving on to this, I just love it so much. And the thing that makes me dread reading the next one is I just don't want to see Harry struggling again in his summer break with the Dudleys or Dursleys. The family, the horrible family. I just hope something will change eventually, which I feel like they will, because I've seen clips from the movie before that he's hugging the Dursley or Dudley, I think. So that's that. But yeah, I love the plot. I think it's because also of how high stake it was, especially with Sirius Black on the loose. And I was just like, oh gosh, what is happening? Whenever they revealed it, though, I was like, I definitely did not expect that at all. And it gave me a little teeny hope because of what Sirius Black said in the end. And I was like, oh, yeah. And then something happened. So the thing that Sirius Black promised doesn't work anymore. So now Harry's back with the Dudleys. Dudleys? Dursleys. I've been talking for quite a bit, but I feel like after this, I'm just gonna do a little bit of journaling. And yeah, I will read Atmosphere as well in the meantime, but let's just say I've been distracted while doing this challenge and I've been reading everything left, right, center. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Hello everyone. I am currently editing this vlog, and I know it is a bit late. I'm so sorry for that. It is currently the 3rd of September. I just finished editing the August vlog, and I checked at the length of the video and it is 1.5 hours long. So I decided to do a part 1 and part 2. So this will be the outro for part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. It will probably come up in the next few days. And there we will finish all the challenge. We will read pretty much I know this challenge is supposed to be a Natasha challenge following your initial of your names, of your name. But obviously, I steered away from that, and now I'm just doing like a monthly vlog, which I think the format that I would love to do in the future as well. So, yeah. Anyway, this vlog is already long enough. I'm not gonna make it much longer, but stay tuned for part 2 that will come up tomorrow.